Hello, my name is Danielle Turner Lawrence. I am from Pine Lake Pottery, and I'm going to load a bisque kiln today, and thought I would take you along. So especially if you are new to kilns or new to firing a kiln, I can share with you some tips and tricks on how to do this. I have a Skutt kiln. It's actually a 12-22 Skutt kiln, which means that it is 12-sided, 22 inches tall, and it also has a computerized kiln sitter that's on it. So we will go ahead and get started. So first things first, let's go ahead and get our kiln open. So first thing that you're going to notice is that the shelves actually are not sitting on the bottom of the kiln. It's incredibly important to not rest your kiln shelves on the bottom of the kiln. You want to go ahead and use 1-inch posts at the bottom. So you can see those there. The best thing to do is always just use 3 posts. 3 posts are going to make it the most stable. And then you want to make sure that your kiln shelves are evenly spaced at the bottom of the kiln. So you can see I have about a 1-inch gap between the kiln wall and my shelf. All right, so let's go ahead and start loading the kiln. All right, what we're going to do first is load our greenware. And greenware is referred to essentially clay that has been dried out and is ready for the kiln, but has not yet been fired. So we are going to load what's called a bisque kiln. And so we're going to start with our larger pieces because we want our first shelf to be about 4 to 5 inches from the next shelf, especially at the bottom of the kiln. You can get a little bit more compact at the top, but because heat rises, we want to make sure that there's opportunity for that heat to be able to come up. So we are going to go ahead and start putting in our greenware. And with greenware, your greenware actually can touch. Keep in mind that that's a different process than what would be expected for a glaze kiln, because glaze melts, fluxes, and will stick together. And you do not need to worry about having both shelves exactly the same height. Then you're also able to stack things in a greenware kiln. Obviously you won't have to worry about things sticking, but you do again want to think about how much weight that you might be placing on any one thing. And I certainly could stack these bowls in each other. I have found that when you use underglaze transfers, like seen here, this can sometimes kind of leave an imprint, if you will, on other pieces. So I actually try really hard not to stack much onto my pieces that have underglaze transfers. But certainly something like that doesn't have an underglaze transfer inside, I can go ahead and just stack those up on top of each other. All right, these shelves in here are actually Corderite kiln shelves. These that I'm going to put in next are called advancer shelves. All right, each of the shelves has a protective layer of kiln wash on them. And it's really not a problem, especially if you're, smaller pieces, to go ahead and actually place some pieces inside of each other that aren't too heavy. Putting your kiln posts in first so you kind of know what that height looks like. So the thermocouple that you see right here is what measures the temperature inside the kiln. And so what you want to be careful of is that you don't put too many shelves just right at that. You really want to be either, an inch or 2 below or an inch or 2 above. So in that case, I'm actually going to use pretty short kiln shelves here, kiln posts. Now I'm cautious when I put my aluminum hydrate down, again, that I don't aerosolize it. so that is everything in. We are going to go ahead and close the kiln. If you didn't have a vent, you would want to take out your top peephole to allow air circulation up until about 1,000 degrees. But since I have a vent that is going to run as soon as I turn it on, I don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be a cone 04. So for the Skutt, once you're on the home screen, you're going to begin here, hit program. This is going to be a cone fire. And so I don't need to do a preheat. Everything I put in is actually really quite dry. So I'm going to change that to 0. And then I have no preheat, cone 04, medium speed firing. I'm not going to do any top hold time, no delay in starting the kiln. It's going to alarm if it hits 9,999 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be crazy. And then it gives also an estimated time for the firing, which is about 7.5 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. Once I hit start, because again, it is connected to my kiln vent, that vent will turn on.